This is the B-Team Podcast, brought to you by Jackrabbit Illustrated. The B-Team is presented by Drake's Place in Battle, South Dakota, and sponsored by Jackrabbit Central and Shenanigans in Sioux Falls. Now, here are your B-Team hosts, Brendan and Ben.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the B-Team Podcast. Thank you for tuning in late on a Wednesday night with us here. Obviously, our schedule's been all over the place. We appreciate you guys hanging with us here. I'm obviously joined with Ben, as always, who is fashionably late, as always. And we have very special guests with us from the BLEAV in the FCS podcast, Joe DeLeone and Sean Anderson. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. They have a great show. Make sure you check it out. Posts usually every Thursday, I think. I love listening to your guys' show. You actually have two shows, right? You got an NFL draft prospects one as well as the BLEAV in the FBS, right?
Yeah, Sean's not a part of the draft one, but we typically do the FCS show twice a week. Sometimes we get a third episode. Sean wasn't cool enough to get the invite to the draft prospect.
Oh yeah, that's a real cool crew you guys got rolling with over there. Yeah.
I mean, you probably shouldn't have been, really. I mean,
I don't know anything. I don't know a thing. I got kicked out of their. I got kicked out of their draft spaces because I guess I was being too entertaining and not analytical enough. And they asked, "Are we going to start talking about NFL draft prospects?" I'm like, "What do I have to offer to this conversation?" And they just booted me. I said, "All right, cool. Not my cup of tea, I guess."
I understand how that goes. Matt, who runs Jackrabbit Illustrated for us and everything, when he starts talking recruiting, I just nod my head and I go, awesome. We're going to be really good that time when these guys get older. For folks who are tuning in, wondering why you guys are joining us or anything like that, the connection, you guys had a big deal on Twitter. A lot of our followers are on Twitter, things like that. And you guys had a contest for whoever commented the most. You guys were going to go see a game, and happened to pop up on my Twitter feed because I follow both of you guys on there. And all of a sudden, the B-Team Mafia got involved, and I think we just absolutely housed everybody on that, mostly because, Idaho, they probably don't deserve to get it anyways. But and you guys are coming out to the Dakota Marker game, not as analysts, though, right? You guys are coming as fans.
We are coming as fans. We're going to be drinking with the fans. We're going to be hanging out with you guys, which is perfect for the first introduction to getting to talk to you guys. Man, I don't want to go sit in the media box, and we're not the type of people. Chad, too. We're not the type of people that wants to go sit in the media box, and we're not writing up reports or writing an article. No, we want to hang out with you guys. Like I said the other day on the show, we've got a very big Pat McAfee vibe to us when we just try to have fun, and we're going to do that at the game.
How much did we end up winning by the contest? Was it a lot?
It was significant. I could honestly go pull it up, but it'll take me a few minutes. But
I was just curious.
I think it was like 30 or 40 votes or responses.
It might have been closer to 50. There was this little stretch where when we did the voting, as you mentioned, Idaho was killing everybody. It wasn't even close. And then we had way more people voting on it than we anticipated. We had no expectation that it would get more than like 30 people chiming in. I thought it was going to get 5, but we had 250 people chime in. I think more than that. And you guys came out swinging with the South Dakota stuff, and I'm excited. I'm glad that we're going somewhere that people want us to be a part of the game day experience.
Yeah, you'll have a good time, especially for the Marker game, which isn't this week, but you guys got your flights all planned. When are you getting into Brookings?
We're going to fly into Minnesota on Friday midday, and then we're going to be getting into a rental car and driving over. So like later the day on Friday, and I guess probably like nighttime Friday. Sean, you think?
No, we'll be there mid after like 3 p.m. I don't know. We'll get in there, get settled in, do a show, and then start taking in Brookings for whatever we can. We've got a lot of restaurant recommendations, a lot of bar recommendations. I know a couple people in there already that's going to be there already, so it's going to be a lot to experience and take in that first night, and then Saturday. It's going to be a lot of fun at the game, and then I don't know when we're going to cut it off because we do have to be up butt early that next day to make sure we're not late for the flights out of Minneapolis.
We'll be fine. Our flights are at like 11 o'clock or 12. Yeah. No, it's at noon. So like if we're at the airport by 10 o'clock, wake up at 7, we'll be fine.
Yeah, okay. We'll be fine.
You can drive.
Now I'm driving. Oh, now, all right, you all don't understand this, but last week Joe said, "Oh, I'll do all the driving. I'll take it all. You be as hungover as you want, do whatever you want. I'll do all the driving." But now we're in front of some other people. Now it's Sean's doing the driving, which I'll do, but I don't like the hypocrisy personally.
I don't mean to take control too much, but you guys popped up that comment there. Yeah, what the hell? Why is there suddenly good lighting in your room? What's the deal?
I don't know. We're in a 4-screen. For some reason, that's better. I actually think that less pixels on me is the better strategy that we can implement.
You're saying the Brady Bunch thing's working out for you?
I love it. Let's get everybody in here.
It didn't take long for the hacks comment to come out. I love it.
Oh yeah.
So for people who don't know, besides you guys having they won't end up with flat dust in Helton, will they? We do. You guys might not know this. Cardboard Rev does exist in South Dakota. He is a cardboard version of Dustin Helton who randomly makes appearances. You'll have to check his Twitter. I don't know if he's making an appearance or not, but he it sounds like something he would make an appearance to. But you guys are former Rhode Island players as well, and I really like listening to your show specifically because you guys have a whole different perspective from all the hacks at FCS Fan Nation that are mostly big. I'm gonna hear it now. I hear it. I'm saying that
we're starting deep.
It's getting hot here. It's okay on our show. We're getting cross battles.
I'll say you're live. You're live on FCS Fans Nation YouTube.
Might I remind you
right now?
Thing.
Yes.
Wait, is this on FCS? Oh, it is.
But by the way, I would like to take a moment to mention we are a part of the FCS Fans Nation network. So appreciate being on there with you guys. We're hoping to maybe hook up with Matt Frazee next week. That's part of why you guys got bumped to this week. Not saying he's more important than you guys or anything, but you guys, we figured with the traveling and everything like that. Yeah. But what I was saying is all those guys, there's just a lot of Big Sky in Missouri Valley out here. We don't get a lot of CAA perspective and national perspective. And obviously, we had a rough week last week, but just from an outsider's perspective, what do you make of this madhouse that is the Missouri Valley Football Conference right now?
I think that it's just a lot of good parity in terms of good coaching, good recruiting. And the one thing that we've said it multiple times on the show, especially this past week, it's just impossible to really pinpoint who that best team is. I think every week we'll crown a different team as the best one, and then someone's going to come in and knock them off. And this week's the perfect opportunity for something like that to happen because Southern Illinois is playing Northern Iowa. Northern Iowa has the South Dakota State victory under their belt. They've played well against good teams. I could totally see that upset happening. And mid-tier teams are good enough to beat teams at the top. It's not like in the past where it's just been North Dakota State and that's about it. There's a lot of parity, and that's exciting for college football to have that level of competition for all the teams within the conference.
It's actually been exciting because when we were in the CAA playing, and then about a year after, it kind of this season between the Big Sky and the Missouri Valley, I'm kind of looking at like, wow, this is kind of what the CAA used to look like. And this year, it was kind of actually refreshing because it used to just be North Dakota State at top, and then we'll see who else is at the bottom, who else is going to filter through. But it's been highly competitive, and it's been a lot of strong play. And you're just watching on the Saturdays, like, wow, man, it's been explosive is the adjective I would use to describe this season for both conferences.
Yeah, no, I'd agree.
So
go ahead, Brennan?
No, I'm not going ahead. You first.
So,
look how polite they are. Me and Joe just stampede each other to get to the next topic or point. Look, it's too polite. We can't operate that way.
That is one thing I do love about you guys' show. Like, Brendan and I get after each other a little bit, but you guys really get after each other.
Have you never heard less nice?
Yeah, I lived it for the first time this last weekend up in Green Bay. It was too nice for me, actually. It was too pleasant. I was mad at 0 people. I didn't know how to feel. Yeah, I went to the Milwaukee airport. Everyone was smiling. I'm like, what is this? This isn't Reagan National. Sure as hell is in Dulles or BWI. I'm like, see, who was odd?
You're gonna be blown away coming to Brookings. Is this both of your first time coming to South Dakota then?
Yeah,
It will be. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I've made the trip Midwest before a bunch of times, like Ohio. I'm actually going to Indiana this weekend. That was when we were talking in the Twitter chat. I'm going to a Notre Dame game this weekend, but I've been in the Midwest, not made it all the way out to South Dakota. So I'm excited to get to check out a new state.
Yeah, my dad's upset I won't be there enough time to go quail hunting, which is something.
Hunting?
Yeah, he said I should have.
Pheasant.
Oh, pheasant
yeah.
rather.
Is it
Pardon
pheasant
me.
season?
It's always pheasant season there. He said
actually-
that it's world renowned, and that's what you're supposed to do when you go there. But I'm like, I'm going to a game, pops. You know, this is what I got to do. You know, that's what we're doing.
You're only 3 weeks late from pheasant opener, so there's still probably some good pheasant hunting out there if you wanted to go. But you'll be busy at the stadium. So we'll get your.
We have
guys'
every
take.
intention of having you not in shape to be able to handle a firearm. for
Yeah,
half the
it'll be
game, so.
quickly.
Let's just make it to the airport, Brendan. Come on.
Yeah, you're lucky it's a 2 p.m. kickoff and not like a 6 or 7 p.m. kickoff.
Oh yeah, God.
Might get a little rough
that'd
there.
be Yeah.
So for those that don't know, I guess Brendan mentioned you guys both played at Rhode Island, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
And did you guys room together there too?
Yeah, so we do have like a little bit of like good context behind that. So our freshman year, I did not have a roommate at all. I was on my own. I had an extra bed, and one weekend never interacted with Sean really, just like in passing. Occasionally sat at the dining hall table together. And one weekend, Sean's roommate's girlfriend was in town, so he didn't want to be in the room for obvious reasons. So he just approached me and said, "Can I sleep in your room and we can play 2K and hang out?" I'm like, "Fine, whatever." And after hanging out with him for the one weekend, we got along really well to the point where we developed a relationship like this. We lived together for the following 3 years. We were the only consistent roommate that we had. And that's the whole reason why I think that the show does so well. And that's why people like listening, because it feels like you're just sitting on our couch with us in our living room on a Saturday night while we're drinking beer, and we're just giving each other a hard time. We're talking about football and we're having fun doing it.
That's
So
Joe,
did you guys
Joe-
just sit and yell at each other?
Every day. Yeah. It was well received is not what we were within the with the locker room and the team, it was all fine because we all, Joe had the niche of specialists, and I had, I was bouncing around all over the place, but that's what it was. But then throughout the campus, we were known as not really well received. We talked pretty brash at each other in about any environment, dining hall, classrooms, forums with outside analysts to come in and check in on the school and get a status report, and just arguing in the middle of that. So the arguing has never stopped. It's been the married couple pitch. We started hearing that I think junior year, and it only escalated since.
So
Yeah,
I
and it was-
assume.
Go
I
ahead.
was
Sorry.
gonna
I didn't
say,
mean to cut you off.
I assume while you guys were there, you didn't get to take the Patriots jet to any games.
Oh
No.
God, no.
Brad's talking about here.
No.
No, we did get to go see the Patriots in training camp though. That was a fun experience. So we would like to thank everybody for being able to make that happen.
And I have to say that when we went there, I don't know why this thought came to mind, but when we went to go do that, for some reason, Coach Flem dressed us up all wearing the same exact thing. Not wearing like travel gear. We were wearing workout gear.
Oh, that's right. I forgot
Our
about
workout gear to go watch Patriots practice. We all looked like a bunch of dorks wearing the same thing, wearing like
we were gonna hop in on the 7-on-7s.
right. My biggest issue is the shirts that year that they gave us were really tight. So like we're all walking around with really tight shirts and shorts in like an 80-degree day at Patriots practice, all wearing the same damn thing. So
it went from raining terribly to like the only humid day New England has ever seen. So it went from just you got the wet shirt, and then you got the wet shirt with the steam and then the sweat.
Yeah.
So the bus ride back, it was I don't know. It was
a sight to be seen.
It was a sauna. That's what it was.
And I'm surprised that Robert Kraft, after seeing that, was like, "Yeah, let's give these guys the airplane. They need it."
He's taking notes for the owner's box.
I love
It
it.
was this group of 80 losers.
So what is the Robert Kraft connection with Rhode Island?
I don't think we're allowed. Sean, are we allowed to say?
It's just a
Oh.
it's a New England. It's just a New England thing. I would
Yeah,
say.
we'll tell you guys off air. It's
Yeah.
a friend of ours kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to blow up his spot.
Did he buy
Did
the
he get mad at-
university? We were worried about hospitals
No,
trying to
no.
buy universities out here. Is that what he did?
No, it's not like that. It's just that there's somebody that we know that has a connection, and that's kind of part of the reason why that was able to happen. But we're too close friends with him that we don't want to blow up his spot, and he'd get mad at us if we did. So,
all right,
So
that's fair.
Hey, I found a picture of you guys all dressed the same right there.
Oh yeah, if only. You think we can pull that off?
there's no shot.
So you guys were there, like Brady. That was the Brady days, right? Tom
Yeah.
Brady was there.
Yeah,
You
we
see
got
him up close.
Oh, not up close. No. Gronk came up close. I believe one of the McCourties came up close. Maybe they didn't. There were a couple people that came up and did some
Danny
signing.
Shelton did.
That's right. It was
Shelton
Danny Shelton who was up there. But people came up and talked. I think maybe Logan Ryan was speaking when he was on the Patriots.
I think Logan Ryan did, and then who was the tight end at the time? I think it was Martellus Bennett. I think he came over and popped over and said.
Oh, I don't think Martellus came over. It was. It might have been Ben Watson. No, he wasn't there.
It was a tight end, but regardless, we got a couple guys that kind of came over and gave us their spiel. But Tom Brady was too important to talk to the FCS guys apparently.
Gotcha. So keeping with the Rhode Island theme, Dustin Helton asked, looking at the URI schedule, they could easily win 3 of the last 4. How does that make you feel about seeing URI in the playoffs and potential for a decent run?
I mean, it's exciting to see that if they can finish out this season strong to be in that position. It's something that 3 of the 4 years that we were there, it was not even a possibility. We were really bad those 3 years, but the 4th year when we were juniors, we were 6-5, and we really thought that we were going to get that invite and that shot to the playoff. We were a last-second field goal against Maine away from really getting that opportunity. So to see the guys that we grew with and we trained with and we became better players with in our time when we were freshmen and sophomores that we we're there at Rhode Island with, to see them in that position, it's exciting and it makes us really happy to see that they've been able to do it. It's disheartening to see them get their asses kicked by Villanova 44-0 because, again, those are our brothers and we know that they're capable of more than that. But it's exciting regardless. Want to see what happens from it.
It's exciting, but they also have to win out. So as much as, we got friends on the team, guys that were in our recruiting class are still on the team, and we just have so much respect and love for them, but we're like, you guys got to win out if you want to make the playoffs, because it is just going to be all knotted up throughout the end of this season. It's not going to be clear until it's actually set in stone. So there's no delusions of grandeur on our end by any means.
So how much do you guys end up watching like other FCS football? I mean, I know you guys pay attention to like the results and stuff, but like how much do you end up getting to watch, like as far as games like Missouri Valley or Big Sky games?
I'm actually in a rhythm now, or I guess rhythm's not the right word. I don't know how it's happened, but I've been so interested specifically this season in FCS that if it's not like a ranked FBS game, I'm like, I'm not watching this crap. Who's playing right now? I'll grab the most random game that is available to me on ESPN and I'll put it on. But I probably watch like one live game a week, and then I'll go back and rewatch tape if we really need to for talking about an episode.
I'd say the accentuated exposure from ESPN2 and ESPN Plus and ESPNU has definitely given me the ability to watch more FCS games. And then that's just not only good for us to do a show, but it's good for more people to stumble across and say, oh, here's some quality football that we get to watch. So seeing what they've been doing and incorporating the FCS a little more this season has been pretty positive for both of us. And then just looking generally to the FCS landscape.
Gotcha. So do you guys, have you watched
you guys
any
aren't big Flow Sports guys?
No, I hate Flow Sports. I absolutely dislike.
Yeah,
Flow
Joe took my Flow Sports account and then locked me out of the account when we were trying to watch games at the same time. So I had to cancel it because I couldn't. It was too bad. It wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it to have somebody on my Flow Sports account that was not letting me watch the games. Why would I watch the games? How could I watch the games if he's taking my password and watch at the same time? I'm getting
We were using it at the same time, there was like a 10-minute timer where it realized that there were 2 people using it at the same time, and it would kick one of us out. So we just had to keep reloading it and redoing it. And apparently, Sean's
no. I had to keep reloading it and doing it. You didn't. I had to, and then I had to. I canceled the account because this is not worth it.
Lose. Any regrets?
Yeah, Ephraim Clark asks, any regrets about your college experience at Rhode Island?
Should have eaten more seafood. I took it for granted. I ate a bunch of seafood. I should have eaten more.
Yeah,
I also should have punched Joe more.
Sean did that way more than he really was given.
He deserved it way more than I took it easy on you.
Yeah, sure you did. No, I agree with Sean on that one, man. We lived the housing that we had off campus. We live right by the ocean, so everybody lived off campus in beach houses pretty much, and it was like dirt cheap. It was cheaper than people that I know that went to school. Like my cousin went to school in Arizona. I was talking about it, and I'm like, my rent's like half of what yours was, and I was living by the ocean. No, I agree with Sean, though. I wish I went to the beach more. I wish I went to get more seafood because it's dumb now how the level of access that I realized we passed up on.
It was fun, though. When we did record at the house, it was cool. We would record in Joe's room. He had the top room of the house because he found it, and he decided, all right, finders keepers, and didn't want to do any type of other negotiation tactic to divvy out the rooms. It's all good though. But we would record and we're looking right over the seas and like, wow, that's really cool. And when it gets stormy, you're like, damn, that's cool. And it's a really cool spot. It's quiet, a little slow, but it's fun. Not really any regrets in college. I wouldn't say, at least with Rhode Island. Maybe I should have taken the baseball tryout I was offered. Maybe that would have been fun to dual sport. Other than that, no.
No regrets. I like it. So being a Jackrabbit show, we do have to ask you about Jackrabbit questions too. Have you been able to watch them much, and what are your thoughts on their season so far?
Yeah, I think we've been exposed to a decent amount and getting to watch the bigger games. I watched as much of the Colorado State victory as possible. I think I watched like 3/4 of that game. The one thing that just stands out to me about South Dakota State, and the reason why I was so invested in them as the best team in the country, those 2 losses kind of puts them out of that conversation right now. But talent-wise, they have a lot of really good guys. Defensively, I think that they're a really well-rounded roster. And then Pierre Strong Jr. is easily one of the most underrated players in the country. There's a reason why NFL teams are hyping him up right now, or NFL pundits are hyping him up, rather. Like Jim Nagy loves him. I keep seeing Jim Nagy and other guys, he's with the Senior Bowl, talking about him. There is a legitimate shot that Pierre Strong Jr. gets drafted, and he gets drafted highly. He's got a lot of carries under his belt, which doesn't really help, but he's a very, very hard-nosed running back, and I think that he is the next in line to be the next James Robinson type guy to get some touches in the preseason. Maybe a big-time starter gets hurt above him, and he just takes it and runs with it.
What I've noticed from South Dakota State is I as a former offensive lineman, I normally focus on the offensive line first. And what I see is across the FCS landscape, a lot of schools take chances on guys in high school that are coming into college at like 340 pounds, 350 pounds, because maybe they can mold them into athletes. The South Dakota State offensive line is just a fivesome of just athletes that are just massive. And they got good body comp. They got good footwork. They're mean. And that helps rock too. So I've been very impressed with how they operate in the trenches there. You don't see a lot of misassignments or miscues. So that leads me to believe it's a very well-coached team, because if the offensive line coach isn't operating that well, because he's going to have a lot of say in the run game and then also in the pass game. And then now in college football, we're seeing additional coaching roles as like the pass game coordinator, run game coordinator, which I think is rather redundant when it could just be handled by the offensive line, wide receivers coach, whatever. That's something that struck me as like, wow, look at these guys. They're all lumberjacks. That's what they are. And they're strong, they're mean. That's something that I kind of gravitate to when I'm watching South Dakota State football, aside from all the fun, flashy play.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, you mentioned the offensive line. I think that's something that we've gotten away from, is really pounding the rock with those big guys. And I think part of it is, so Isaiah Davis was the other big back. You saw him in that championship, what he did.
Oh, yeah.
He got injured the second game of the year. He's went out with a broken collarbone. He's out. He probably won't be back for the NDSU game, maybe after that. And so I think we've been maybe even protecting Strong a little bit, making sure he doesn't get too many carries, because we need to have at least one good back. We've already got one top FCS back out. So it'll be interesting, going forward to see if we try to get back to the run, because I think that's what we've been missing. But yeah, I mean, I guess what are your thoughts, since we won't have you on the show next week, going into the matchup against NDSU, how do you see that game playing out?
Yeah, I think that it'll be a legitimate test opportunity for North Dakota State to really get that true understanding of how good they are. They're undefeated right now. They have that Missouri State win under their belt, which helps them. But both these squads do the same thing really well in my eyes on a broader stance, which is run the ball hard, effectively. They've got mean, talented offensive linemen. They're well built on their defensive front. This is going to be a slugfest in my eyes, which is my favorite type of football to watch. It's going to be, I would anticipate it'll probably be relatively low scoring because both these teams have good defenses. I think the one maybe deciding factor that's going to give North Dakota State maybe just a slight edge if they end up winning this game is just Quincy Patterson has been really fantastic so far this year. I think Gronowski's been great, or not Gronowski, Oladokin rather. Forgot that he stepped in. He's been great so far, but I have to give the edge to Patterson in that head-to-head quarterback battle.
So what's interesting, I don't know if you were able to pay attention or catch the NDSU game last week, but it's to be determined whether it was injury related or if they actually pulled him. But they put Cam Miller into the game. They took Patterson out, and Cam Miller kind of provided a spark to their offense. So there's a little turmoil up in Fargo in terms of who they think should be taking the snap. So it'll be interesting to see who they roll out this week and then what they do coming into Brookings. But I wouldn't be surprised to see either one, to be honest, just because Patterson has been effective in the run game, but not so much in the passing game. And I think they kind of realized that he might, we might have seen a ceiling as far as the pass game goes. So maybe they think they're more dynamic if they get Miller in there. Not sure, but I guess, Brendan, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, the whole Cam Miller, Quincy Patterson situation, I think we'll end up seeing Cam Miller. Be honest with you. It's going to be just like last in the spring, not even last year, because it's more fun when things happen twice, especially except this time we'll be at home. Not to give away how I feel about that game, but pretty excited for it. That's going to definitely be something to watch, though, and I could see Patterson, if he is healthy, getting a quick hook in the next game, and they handle it a lot like the Zeb Nolan Cam Miller situation.
Yeah, Dustin Helton chimed in saying it'll be Cam Miller starting. If they put Quincy Patterson on a short leash this week, he won't be on the field for the marker except for change of pace. I think that's going to be the case. I think they turned Quincy into the almost a running back, a guy that can still throw the ball, but use him as a running back, and which I think makes him more dangerous, to be honest. If you don't know, who's going to be playing quarterback at the time, and if he's in there, you don't know if they're running or passing. So, I think they're going to be more dangerous with Cam Miller at the helm, to be honest, and sprinkling Patterson in.
I think calling him better than Oladokin might be a hackable offense.
Who said that?
I said that. Well, because I think Patterson's he's been an effective runner, and statistically, he was doing really well as a running quarterback. Throwing the ball, he hasn't really done much. But I actually didn't know about the Cam Miller stuff. I'm not gonna pretend like I knew about that. But I'm shocked a little bit that they're gonna move on from him like that. I do kind of understand the issue of him not being an effective thrower of the football. He's a great athlete. He's a really good athlete. He's a really good runner, and it just depends on what is the approach that they want to go with in this marker game. Is do we roll with the bigger recruit, the guy who's the more dynamic runner?
I'm more concerned about what lavender drink Ben was just drinking just now.
Lavender? Your screen must be off. Wait.
Bloody Mary?
Do you guys not know about
what do we got going on here?
You guys don't know about red beers, do you?
Oh no, I do not.
What is that?
Then nobody outside of South the Dakotas drink red beers. You psycho. You don't put
red beers are for people that can't handle full strength beer. Let's be serious.
This is Busch Light with tomato juice and green olives.
Oh my god, that real wow!
What?
I didn't know there was a thing.
Dude, they're huge out here. My wife drinks them all the time.
Well, Joe, I got some Samuel Adams, some shallots, and a bit
I grew up in Wisconsin.
Horseradish. I might go whip something up downstairs after this. Goodness gracious. I don't know what to make of that concoction.
You've never heard of a Bloody Mary? It's like that without the worst.
That's something you make like for your friends at the elementary school lunch table to see who's going to drink it. We called it the sauce. Who's going to drink the sauce today, boys? That's what it was. Whatever you can find at the lunch table. Saw there was something floating. I had
lunch
to ask.
table did you have that they were serving beer?
Right. I want to go to your school.
Yes, exactly.
God, sorry that intrigued me. I could not stop focusing.
We'll have some red beers at tailgate. I promise you that.
I'm down.
I'll try one.
It'll change your life. You guys can bring it bring it back to the coast.
Goodness.
Yeah, I think if I tried to break that out in LA, I think I would
my
be
God.
asked to leave. Everyone would tell me to leave.
I'd be booted out of my house.
And if you want, I'll have real beer at our tailgate.
Oh,
Yeah, Chad's always got the fancy beer, and they're in like 30-ounce cans. They're freaking huge.
I like that.
To hear. Wait, so let me ask this. Actually, I don't mean to flip
I've
it
never
on
got
you.
a crawler there, but Ben only thinks they're there.
I'm just curious though, like what's like the go-to South Dakota or just Dakota beer in general? Because I feel like every region's got that one beer that everybody drinks.
It's probably Busch Light.
Busch Light.
Okay.
Yeah,
All in. Love the Busch
Put
Light.
that on us.
All
I mean,
in.
Yeah.
If you're gonna
probably
name one.
is, but like that doesn't make it a good beer. It's a,
Oh,
it's
don't
a
discredit.
smashable
It's
beer, right?
just fine.
Popular in the state.
It's a great beer. I'll go so far as to say it. As being someone not too far removed from college just yet, I'm not diving into the IPA pools. I'm not doing any of that nonsense. I'm incredibly happy with the Busch. Maybe I got one in a bag here over here. I might start drinking it later after the show's done.
You guys get the corn cans over there on the East Coast?
Oh, sometimes we get the corn cans. Hey, you gotta search them out. Not every supermarket keeps them. I'll be damned if Joey. There's no way you guys have the corn cans over there.
No, I don't even
Not
know
a
what
chance
that is.
now.
I don't know that they even have Busch Light on the left
got the-
coast, but
I don't even.
we
I don't
got
think
couple
camo
Hayek
cans
cans over
right
there.
now.
Oh,
Got
I did
that
see the
camo
Digi Camo pants. I think cans. I think we got those here.
What kind
I'm
of
all
beer
in.
are you drinking out in LA?
We were talking about this before.
Called LA
Lagunitas-
Tap Water.
Yeah. That'll get you really messed
Get
up.
you drunk.
No, Lagunitas and any of the San Diego beers are the popular ones. I don't know a single beer brewed in LA, and I wouldn't want to drink that either. But the San Diego beers are good. Lagunitas is good. Trumer's really good. Some of the other ones that I've tried, but beer's not the specialty out here. It's wine, which like it is what it is. It's not like the East Coast. It's not like the Midwest.
It's Joe
Hey.
Gardia, everybody.
You
Were you
only
guys-
get that reference.
I know it's an awful joke for this show.
Were you guys
Awful.
pounding Yinglings out on the East Coast then?
So we had have you guys seen Jaws before?
Yeah.
So the
Yes.
beer that they drank in Jaws was the Narragansett. That's the beer that they drank. So that's what is the name of the city, the town that everyone lives in. If you're an off-campus student, you live in Narragansett. So the Narragansett beer is brewed in Providence, and you can find it in literally anywhere you go. Literally walk in, there's cases of it. They're tall, like what, 24-ounce cans, Sean? Or
Yeah, they got
32-ounce?
they got it all. They got the
16,
shandies. They got it all.
Yeah.
They figure they mess around with it.
Fantastic. So cheap
it's okay.
too.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if pretty good's the right word. It's a good college beer, and it's kind of a good. You're
Well,
in the town where it's brewed in, so it's going to be
Right.
better than. I've had it in Virginia. I know everybody's like, Miller Lite tastes better in Milwaukee. When I was there, it kind of did. So whatever that kind of psychosomatic thing that goes on with that nuances of flavoring, and you're like, all right, it kind of does taste better when I'm sitting here in Rhode Island.
I've always wondered how that was pronounced, and thank you for that.
Yeah, it's Narragansett is the proper pronunciation. It's impossible to guess unless somebody's actually said it out loud.
I've had the cream ale before, so
Chad,
Well-
can you help him out with some good popular local beers besides Busch Light, for the love of God?
yeah. I mean, I got some South Dakota beers I picked up at JJ's Wine and Spirits here this week, and we always have some Spotted Cow hanging out, which is a
I've had that
Wisconsin.
It's pretty good.
You may or
Yeah.
may not know, but Brendan's a Scotty, and so he's a big fan.
Scotty.
There's- Yeah, that's what they
Is
call
that the
Wisconsin.
terminology?
If you're
Never
from
heard of it.
Wisconsin, it's a Scotty, right? Brendan, help me out on that.
You're just better than everybody.
Well, they think they can drink more and faster than everybody, but I defy Brendan to drink a beer faster than me. But anyway,
I can't drink a beer faster than you.
Well, Joe's from Jersey, so we just call him a stinky. instead of a, that's what the terminology is. So there we go.
I still don't get that bit where everyone says there's a noticeable smell in New Jersey. That's not true.
I've been on that turnpike plenty of times, my guy.
It smells like excellence is what it smells like.
You're a silly goose out there.
The name he's going to be called at the tailgate gets longer. It was going to be Hollywood. Now it went to Hairless Hollywood Joe.
Stinky.
No.
It's going to be Stinky Hairless Hollywood Joe.
We got to clear you something up. All right, the hairless bit, it can't be carried over to South Dakota. It can't, because that's done by Colin Sutrick. It's one person.
He's like your fan, right? You have one fan. He's it.
Yes. Have any of you guys ever interacted with Colin Sutrick before? No. Okay.
Good.
I don't know where he came from, but he's the only day oneer that we actually had. Like, we've got other day oneers that have been listening to the show, but he has tuned into literally everything that we have done. He listens to my draft podcast. He listens to this. We did a side show that was just a football talk. He listened to that, and he never fails. He consistently comes up with the weirdest crap to say and the weirdest comeback. So I don't even know where the Hairless Joe thing came from. He just called me that one day.
I think I called you. I think it was a passing comment, me saying you looked bald one night because the light on your hair. He stuck with it and ran with it.
It's been a year and a half, and he's still been playing.
Maybe I did a Field of Dreams, Shoeless Joe Jackson, Hairless Joe. I don't know what
it was. You didn't come up with that.
I don't remember what it is. What is it?
You just called me bald. You just said, like, it looks like your hairline's
simple?
receding.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it was that. You were just giving me a hard time. I think I said something about your hair. You said something about mine, and it turned into Colin being weird. Everyone go check out Colin on Twitter. New England fan.
No plugs. No plugs. No plug it.
Can't even get
It's like Michael Myers. He just keeps on getting stronger.
You can't go back on it now.
Well, we know it's getting late, especially out on the East Coast. We'll end it on the beer conversation, because that's probably where we'll start it when we see you guys next time. We're excited for you guys to come out to Brookings. We can't wait. For everybody that most people know where we tailgate, these guys will be hanging out in our tailgate area out in the library a lot. So yeah, come on and see them and hang out with them and have a beer. We really appreciate you guys coming on. Any parting thoughts before you go?
No, I just appreciate you guys really taking the time to have us on and get the introduction to talk to you guys before we end up meeting up in South Dakota. And I'm going to probably say this a million times when we're there, but again, thanks again for the hospitality that you guys have shown in terms of helping us out and being willing to reach out and provide input on getting there, and also just providing us with somewhere to hang out before the game and tailgating, and also for help with the tickets. Like, it really means a lot that you guys have been, so generous throughout this whole thing, because like our expectation when, like I was saying in the beginning, was that like a couple people were going to respond and we were going to pick somewhere and Sean and I were just going to go. But to have people that were this excited to be a part of something like this and an experience for us to do something new, it really does mean a lot.
Yeah, after receiving many half invitations up to Joe's crib in New Jersey, it's nice to actually be wanted somewhere by some people. So, but no, it's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then layers. I got a question about layers before we sign off. What am I bringing? What do I need?
I haven't looked at the forecast yet.
Jacket
wise,
wise,
not wear shorts.
Okay, gotcha.
Forecast doesn't matter. You know better.
Shorts.
Forecast doesn't matter.
Do I need long
the type
johns?
Of guy to wear shorts in like 30 degrees and ask
shorts.
why you're.
Oh, that's
cold.
me. You know what? I've aired you out enough. I'll take that one. I'll take that one on me.
Bring long johns are a good idea. Yep.
Can do. Okay. Got me some long johns. I don't think I'm going to need a big puffy jacket.
Long johns, sweatpants,
sweater. Yeah.
You need something for your hands.
I'm going to need gloves.
Bring a big jacket just in case.
Big jacket.
God forbid it rains and it's like 35.
You got to be prepared.
Yeah,
you're coming to South Dakota. The weather changes on a dime here. You got to be prepared for everything. Bring a hat. Bring gloves. Just make sure.
We can bring some extra raincoats if it's going to rain. So,
you're too kind. We got our own raincoat.
Be anywhere from like 65.
You're too nice. You're too nice. You're drinking crazy concoctions after playing pickup basketball. You're just too nice. I can't do it. It's the best bit I've ever seen. That's all I'm going to do from here on. I'm going to start filming myself after coming back from the gym. And I'm just going to pour up some crazy ass beer concoction. Be like,
wait. Like you weren't already mixing Hennessy and cranberry juice. Like that was some
That's a good
normal
mixture. That's a good mixture.
But that's not some normal thing to do. You already.
I don't put vegetables in it.
Joe, cognac goes with
carrot in there.
everything. Come
Thank
on,
you.
let's be serious.
Thank you, Chad. You know what? These are our people, Joe.
All right.
Put some uncooked pasta in there next time you do your cranberry and honey.
Some granola.
I like it. On that note, thank you very much, guys. We appreciate you hopping on, and we're excited to see you next week.
Yeah, thanks again, guys, for having us on. We're looking forward to hanging out.
Thanks so much.
All right, Chad, if you want to knock those guys out of here, we can get them out of here, and we can continue our show.
Kick 'em out, mash them out, here, Chad.
All right, well, that was fun.
You're
appreciate
just openly commanding. Boot them, get them out.
they had to keep being on. Like I was just
I
like,
got to
man,
do
it's
what the
getting late
boss
for them.
wants, you know.
It's getting late for them. Well, for one of them anyway. It's early for the other one, but
yeah.
Anyway, that was way more fun than talking about what happened on Hobo Day. I much prefer, because normally we would have came on here and been like, yeah, Hobo Day really sucked, didn't it?
Like, angry.
That
sad,
was way
disappointed, angry.
That was way more fun.
And Kyle and Dallas did a good job of covering all that for us, so we were able to, take a minute and have some fun, so we can all regroup for the next upcoming game that we got here.
Exactly. You know what? Let's do that. If you want the breakdown of how that game went and how poorly we played and what we need to do better, go listen to the A Team. They break it down great. I have one thought before we'll get into picks in a second, or review our picks in a second here. In my opinion, we need to establish the run again. We've gotten too far away from it. We passed the ball too many times. We abandoned it, and I hate it. And we've got the offensive. I think it's the best offensive line in the country. We need to use it. So that's my thing that I think we need to do going forward, and that we didn't do well against UNI.
Yeah. Reality. Wow. Okay. Reality is
getting choked up about the game.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty emotional about it. But I was pretty emotional, like in an angry version. Big shout out to everyone that I met at tailgates and in the stands, came out, saw you. It was awesome. We love when you guys do that. That was so fun. But as it comes to the game, not going to focus too much on it. Whenever SDSU is passing 54 times in a game, that's too many times. That being said, even though we did that, it like 12 drops. You can't tell me that wasn't a Hobo Day game where the team was fully focused. So I'm going to leave it at that. There's a lot of season left. There's a lot of opportunity for this team to get back on track, get their biggest goal. Probably not going to win a Valley title this year with 2 losses unless they just completely drop. Ryan Drake, title sponsor, Drake's Place, the 605 piglets they brought over being cold by the time I ran them over to you. It didn't matter. And I'm a dude who I don't like cold food. If a food is supposed to be hot, I need to eat it warm or hot. I can't eat cold food, but those were damn good. And even cold, I don't care. I felt like a judge on some cooking show, and they were phenomenal. You guys got to go to Drake's Place because that's what the rest.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
there's
no way that he's making food like that at Drake's Place. Like, if that's the case, sure there should be Drake's Place all over the country because that food was delicious.
If he's going to have just the 605 piglets on the menu, I demand a franchise in Renner. Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what the people want. And by people, I mean me. I'm the people. That's what I want.
No, hold on. I'm in on that too. It's not that far from my house, and those were fantastic.
Yeah. So thank you. And
Sweet.
We don't care. We don't care they were cold. We just appreciate you coming that far to give them to us. We really appreciate the sponsorship and him bringing stuff to us. That was awesome. So that's
you know what?
Go ahead.
Now we can say we the people because there's 3 of us. So we the people want a Drake's Place in Renner.
Agreed. We'll start that movement. Dustin asked, with the marker of the following weekend, Youngstown State is now a trap game for the Jacks? ? I would say yes if things were what are you laughing at?
Okay, Ron Burgundy. Question mark?
It was on the prompter.
Question mark on the teleprompter. Who did it? Ben will read anything that goes on the screen.
All right. Aerial thirds are now fourths, the Drake's Place vote. I like that. Trap game, I would normally say yes, but because we've got 2 losses and we're coming off of that ugly game, I think it's definitely not a trap game anymore. I'm Brendan Lidke.
I'm Brendan Lidke.
I
was this close to being him for Halloween. This close.
Who?
Ron Burgundy.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Rev. Like you were gonna just wear the
God,
cardboard Rev for Halloween. Just poke eye holes in it.
I'm changing my costume. That'd be amazing.
All right.
What were we talking about?
Is it a trap game or not? I don't think so. Not after a loss like that. They're gonna need something to get them refocused before the NDSU game. So I think they'll be worried about playing well and getting back on track.
Yeah, I think if we were undefeated at this point, or then yeah, I would have said absolutely 100% trap game. It's Youngstown State, and Youngstown State can be spooky, but see, Chad, this is what happens when you get up and go to the bathroom. Ben puts it up while you're away, and you put it up a second time.
Chad's over there laughing so hard. It's like we already did
How
this.
did you know that's exactly what happened? I went to the bathroom.
Yeah,
he didn't wash his hands. He didn't wash his hands.
Anyway,
which is a fun chant to do when the opposing team's player runs out of the locker room during the game.
Decided, oh God, get those Bud Light seltzers out of here. Those are nasty.
It's the Apple Crisp, the only good one.
No way. Ryan Drake coming in from Drake's Place, and they're normally on a 6-inch hoagie.
No way. That
for real.
Ooh. Wow. I'm in love, I think, with the sandwich.
Shut up.
Get a Drake's Place near us now.
Let's do it.
All right. We're starting the petition tomorrow. All right. Yes. Now that we've glossed over Hobo Day because nobody wants to talk about that mess, we will recap.
No, I want to talk about one part of that mess. One part.
Oh, do you? Okay. I'm sure this will go well.
This is a frustration, but it's also a round of applause. SCSU we outdrew that team up north there on Hobo Day, which is a pretty good deal. I think that was an awesome crowd. The students really showed out. They showed out to the point that Joshua Hossman was like, "This is crammed," and came over by our seats. So they showed out. Really good crowd. Want to see an even bigger one for the marker game, but obviously that's next week. I just wanted to mention that was, I've been really disappointed in the Hobo Day crowds for like the last probably 3 years now. So it was awesome to see a huge one like that.
It was awesome. Unfortunately, we did what SDSU seems to do, is lay an egg in front of a really big crowd.
Right.
I would encourage anybody that was there that wasn't normally there to come back, because
yes,
it was a bad day for this team. This is a good team. They will play better. They'll get back on track, and the marker game is going to be sweet. So get your tickets for that and come hang out with us and the BLEAV boys. All right, moving on from Hobo Day. We will quickly recap our picks. We mentioned the Rhode Island game. They lost 44-0. Brendan, which team did you pick in that one?
Not the right one, and I blame Hairless Joe and the boys.
Yeah. He said that was supposed to die. Now you're just perpetuating.
I mean Hollywood. I blame Hollywood and Tofu Sean.
There you go. Yeah, Dustin says lay your egg now versus laying one in the quarterfinals. Let's hope so. Let's hope that they got that out of their system and we're good to go now. Rhode Island did not cover, not even by a little bit. They got whooped 44-0 by Villanova. Brennan was on the wrong side of that one. And then UND beat Western Illinois 34-10, which was an impressive win for UND. They covered pretty easily. I was on the wrong side of that one.
Yeah. Oh, it's not big and dramatic when you pick wrong, but when I pick, let me see how this rolls. Okay.
quickly roll through. Yeah. Indiana State had a pretty good win against Youngstown State, which, you hate to see a team get beat coming into us like that, especially against another team that was pretty low in the valley. But I'm hoping that's an indication that Youngstown State just isn't in it this year. We'll see come this week. NDSU got a big scare. They were down for most of that game against Missouri State. NDSU ended up winning 27-20, but they did not cover. I had that one right, Brennan had that one wrong. And then same for the Illinois State game, who USD, they were all the way up to number 12. And apparently they couldn't handle the pressure because they lost to an Illinois State team that they were 18-point favorites against.
Well, the big deal in that game was Carson Camp got knocked out, didn't he?
I hadn't heard that yet. Is he out for a long time?
Yeah. I have no idea what his injury was, but I do remember hearing he got knocked out during the game.
Wasn't it on a questionable call that might have been helmet to helmet?
Well, Chad, you're back from the bathroom. Good to see you.
Yeah, it was. He didn't wash his hands. He didn't wash his hands.
He's never.
I've been here for a while, Ben. Just look down a little further.
He's never going to go to the bathroom during the show again. He's going to bring a bottle. Just go right in the seat.
He's getting the fridge in that room so he doesn't have to leave for another drink.
I didn't hear. What'd you say about Carson Camp? I wasn't paying attention.
I believe it was on a play that might have been questionable whether it was helmet to helmet targeting.
Yeah, T-boned in the dome.
Yeah, there you go. Brad chimed in there. He said Chad is right.
Brad Koenig says Chad is right.
They showed it on Twitter. Hadn't seen that yet, but so it'll be interesting to see, because they were on a roll. That's a big blow to them if he can't be back in, because he was a big part of how they were doing. You hate to see it though. You hate to see them get to the highest ranking they've had in quite a while and get the rug pulled out from under them against a team they should have beat by a lot at home. But I digress.
I cried one tear.
Yeah, well,
for their fans.
I cried more tears for the game that SDSU had against UNI. Obviously, we lost 26-17. Did not cover our 10-point favorite.
We agreed we weren't talking about that game anymore.
I know.
And then here you are.
Well, yeah, so we were hoping your reverse, picking against us would work again.
Yeah.
I mean, you did hit the cover, but it didn't go well for us at all.
Didn't feel good. I don't feel good about it.
All right. So I ended up going 4-2. You went 3-3. You dropped another one. Now you're 2 picks back. So you got some work to do there. All right. So let's quickly go over the top 25, see where we're at and other Missouri Valley teams are. I believe Chad's got that pulled up. That's we've got NDSU sitting at number 2, Southern Illinois all the way up to number 3. And then we've got SDSU sitting at 10, Northern Iowa up to 15, Missouri State at 17, and USD down at 19. So I believe that's 5 or 6 in the top 20. 1, 2, 3.
I can't count right now.
Yeah. 6 in the top 20, which is, again, it's we talk about all the time how tough the Missouri Valley is. And clearly it's coming to fruition, with these, and we knew, I mean, it's tough to lose at home, but coming into the season, we knew all of our tough games are at home. and we knew we had a tough home schedule, and you hope being at home that we can come out on the right side of it. But another petition we need to start is to never schedule UNI on Hobo Day again, because it historically has not gone well for us. I don't know, how does that even happen? How
are you talking about it again?
How is it that
I thought
frequent?
we agreed.
All right, let's check the Missouri Valley standings, see where we're at. NDSU and Southern Illinois sitting up at top, and they avoid each other this year, so that's kind of an interesting thing. And then we've got USD, Missouri State sitting at 3-2, us, Northern Iowa sitting at 2-2, Indiana State at 2-3, and then you got Illinois State, North Dakota, Youngstown State at 1-3, and Western Illinois at 1-4. So Youngstown State's kind of down there battling for the bottom of the valley. That's who we played this week, and we will talk about that game shortly. We are going to now go to our pick segment, which is brought to you by Shenanigans, which Brendan has the shirt on this week. He's frozen, but there he is. Shenanigans, win or lose, we came for the booze. I like that. So yeah,
I'm not turning around. It says stuff on the back.
Yeah, it says something about the home of Jackrabbit Sports.
Yeah, but I'm sitting on a couch with a desk in front of me. If I try to turn around and show the back, it's going to look like I'm making a terrible TikTok, like I'm a 16-year-old girl or something. So I don't need to. Yeah, we're not. Nobody wants
to see that.
Nobody.
The important part is go to Shenanigans. They're the home of Jackrabbit Sports in Sioux Falls. Walk in that place and it feels like home, feels like Brookings. So this weekend's a good opportunity to do that. I know I saw the Sioux Empire Staters having their watch party there again at Shenanigans. So go check that out this weekend if you're not doing anything else on Saturday. This week we are not picking an out-of-conference game because honestly the out-of-conference slate was pretty weak. The game of the week kind of is in the Valley anyway. And so we're just going to pick Valley games. The first one is North UND going to Missouri State. What do you think this line? Oh, yeah, never mind. You already seen the line. This line was very surprising for me. No, you can bring that up. For those that don't know, actually, this is a good plug for my Twitter is Cap and Jacks. You can follow me there. I post them there. The FCS Fans Nation page is a fun page. Where there's a lot of FCS talk. So I encourage anybody that's an FCS fan, a Jacks fan, to go check that out. You can kind of learn more about the rest of the FCS landscape. I post these lines on there every week. But this one was a surprising spread, I thought. Missouri State only by 5 at home versus UND.
That is surprising. But didn't they – this was the game that was supposed to happen last year. That they basically mutually agreed to not play at the end of the season. They both took the title. So this will be an interesting one. I will take that's a fairly decent road trip for UND. And so especially in the conference anyways. So I'm going to go ahead and take Missouri State. After a hard-fought battle, it might be close. I think Missouri State pulls it away in the end. Everybody knows you play a tough game with NDSU, you get a little beat up, and I could see a first half sluggishness for Missouri State, but I think they'll take it in the end by a touchdown.
We've got Maxwell Smart chiming in, says he's not surprised by that line. He thinks Missouri State should be on upset alert. Are you a UND fan or just interested party? Because I'm interested because I think that
people are allowed to have.
Didn't he mention NDSU at one point?
Maybe he's an NDSU fan. I don't know, but I guess in my opinion, I think this is an easy line. I think Missouri State should be favored by more like 8 to 10. FCS better. I like that. Well, hey, thanks for watching, man. I'm interested in your takes on any other bets too, so chime in whenever you want. But Yeah, in my opinion, I think it should be 8-10. So I'm going to take Missouri State in this one. I think they win by at least a touchdown, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's more. But Maxwell's smart. Maybe he's smarter than me. So we'll see. The next one we got
bad pun. Boo. Boo this man. Really? You went with the pun on that one?
Sorry.
I approve.
Get out of here. God. All right, go do your stuff.
The next one,
bad puns.
Wait, who did you take? You took Missouri State, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think you
guess you have to listen to the whole episode just to find out.
No, that's why I have to do it now because I don't have time for that. All right. Illinois State goes to Western Illinois. Kind of these two bottom dweller teams in the Missouri Valley right now. Both don't have a chance to make the playoffs. Western Illinois is favored by 2 at home. Thoughts?
I don't have any good ones. I'll take Western because they're at home. I just think they're a better team, a more dangerous team. I think I'll take Western at home for no other reason than Western's at home.
I'll take Western as well. See, I wasn't going to mention anything about 420 at the end.
Oh, don't put that up like that. Oh, God.
Maybe.
You thought we get in trouble when I use my one F-bomb of the year.
What? Man, it's legal in most places now.
Oh.
It's legal in most places now.
States is most?
Well, it's, I don't know. But that does explain it explains his take on the Missouri State line. Maybe
medical in South Dakota, medical only.
Exactly.
Medical cannabis.
Maybe it's medical that's a majority.
Okay.
Anyway, it's becoming more and more accepted. And yeah, as Chad said, I'll put up his comment. It's called Fade Brendan Get Rich. That's right.
Can we appreciate the fact that Chad is producing, jumping on and talking, and he's also commenting on the same podcast that he's producing and talking on right now?
If I miss your comment, that's why. And
this says that we have 12 viewers, but I'm pretty sure Chad's like 4 of them.
He's got 4 screens up to watch.
I'm only 2 of them, I promise.
Yeah, that's good. Anyway,
gotta bump them numbers up. Get
right.
more sponsorships. Gotta get my Scoopy tokens.
Also, most people probably don't know how bad Chad is at texting. Did you type this on your phone or did you type this on your computer? Chad.
I'm common. I hate to admit it was on my computer.
so
you blame maybe it's not phone. Always autocorrect.
You blame the phone all. You're like, oh, this damn phone. It's yeah.
Demonizing his phone. Just demonizing it regularly.
Yeah. Apparently you're just carefree typer all around. Max chiming in with his.
I never said engineers were great at spelling.
I love this betting take. He's got his top play is a 10-point teaser with Jackson State minus 11.5, Incarnate Word minus 18.5, and Villanova minus 4. Love it. Book it. Nice. I like it. All right. Thanks for chiming in there. Where were we? We were picking I picked Western Illinois as well. You did too. All right. Yep. NDSU, big time favorite, 27.5 points at home over Indiana State. I'm going to take Indiana State to cover this. I don't know why I've fallen on that sword earlier this year. I just have faith in them, and I don't have faith in NDSU's offense. And I think NDSU might be looking ahead to next week a little bit.
Now, this is entirely possible that it's a trap game for them. I think a little bit with the quarterback controversy. You might be onto something, but I'm going to go with my gut and say that they're going to pull if Patterson plays at all, and Cam Miller is going to put up some points for him. So maybe if this was after Cam Miller been playing a little bit longer for 2-3 weeks this season, then I'd take Indiana State. But with him coming in there, I'm going to take the homeless cow donkeys at home.
I like it. All right, and then this is the game of the week in the FCS, especially with UNI coming off their win against us. It's Southern Illinois, number 3, going to number 15 UNI. Huge game for UNI. We talked about prior to our game last week, UNI it was kind of got their backs against the wall. They needed a win. They got it. It'll be interesting to see how they respond. Southern Illinois is favored by 5.5 at UNI this weekend.
In the Unidome, it's a desperate UNI team. Southern Illinois it's not just a habit at this point, it's just their DNA to squeak by teams that in good games. So even if Southern Illinois wins, I think they win by like a field goal, or say something crazy happens, like someone goes for 2 in overtime. Say that happens. They will win by 1. So
how would that ever happen?
Let's just say, not that would happen twice in a row, because that'd be weird. Because if that happened twice in a row and I had a nickel for each time, I'd only have 10 cents, but it'd be weird to happen twice, right?
It would.
I'm
so
taking UNI.
You are, I am, so is Maxwell. He says, give me the home dog. Chad, tell me that you...
Oh my God!
Come on, man!
He's still doing it.
And
he's putting his own comments up
in a text. I put that one up in a text explaining that you're having a few extra beers. You still go and make a typo,
or was it on purpose?
I hope so. I really, really hope so. But I just don't know for sure.
I don't know if I can trust that all the way.
Right. All right. And then we've got come to our game, SDSU. We're going to Youngstown State, which always is kind of a weird place to play. It seems like we have weird games there. I hate this line, are favored by 17.5 at Youngstown State. Ooh. Now, Youngstown State hasn't played well this year. They don't have any playoff aspirations. But they haven't been losing games by, I guess they did lose to Northern Iowa 34-7, but that was at Northern Iowa. They beat Missouri State 3 weeks ago now. Beat Missouri State at their place 41-33. So, they're still dangerous. We can't overlook them. And so, 17.5 is just kind of crazy to me after the game, that we've been having.
So is that your official stance?
My official stance, I think I'm gonna take Youngstown State to cover. I think we win by exactly 17.
Exactly 17.
Yeah, and we will not cover.
Well then, I'm thinking we're gonna have an angry SDSU team coming up here. And not so much angry. I just think better focused, because it's that we're such a good team. That was a good UNI team we played. But we should have beat them. It was just mental error. Just haven't fully been locked in. And yeah, we thought the loss to Southern Illinois was going to do it, but then it didn't happen. And sometimes, it does take a couple smacks to the head. I can tell you from the amount of brain cells that I have left that you got to get hit in the head a couple times to learn something once in a while. So I think they're going to come out really focused here this game. And really take it to Youngstown and focus on making a statement before the next week. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Jacks on this one. We're going to do a little flip-flop action and see if that flips our karma.
I hope it does. You talked about, we'll put up Max. Max mentioned the total. We never really talked to totals here, but I do post them in my post on Fans Nation on Twitter. He's thinking 64.5 seems like a decent number to take an over. Yeah, potentially, just because I think, like Brendan said, our offense is going to be mad. We're looking to put up some points, get right. I also wouldn't be surprised to see our defense, show up too, and hopefully we're getting some guys back off injury that we really need. And I think the important thing for us this game is just clean up the mental errors between the drops. And I mean, the problem was when Oladokin was making good throws, they were dropping them. And then sometimes he made bad throws that weren't catchable. So it's like, if you have both of those, you know, it's a bad juju there. So Brad mentions, Brendan, the Jacks never lose after you drank chocolate milk on the show. I haven't seen a whole lot of chocolate milk drinking by Brendan, so maybe we need to get that back into the the fold here.
Okay, Brad, I'm gonna take that under. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna use it. we're gonna hook up some chocolate milk. I think that needs to happen. Those are wise words from a wise man.
Yeah, Max is saying 50-17 would be entertaining to watch. I would love that, assuming you're talking about the Jacks winning 50-17. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I really hope we get back to the run game. I think we need to find ourselves in the run game, and things will progress from there. If we can establish the line of scrimmage, establish the run game, the passing game only gets easier from there. Yeah, I think we just need to get some confidence back, and we're playing the right team to do that. I would hate to be playing NDSU this week, coming off of that game, and trying to get right again. You know, it would be tough. So we're playing the right team again. It's a dangerous team, so we can't think we're just going to walk in there and win. But if we have an opportunity to get right, it's against Youngstown State this weekend.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Brad Koenig says Dr. K gives Brendan the winning prescription. Time to get back on the winning track. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that next week. That was quick, huh? That was just on there really fast, and I'm not gonna say it for the viewers. I guess you got to go watch on YouTube at the hour and 11-minute mark. But Ryan's right. I hope we stay healthy. We're getting healthy. The defense especially needs to get healthy. And realistically, to have a shot at a seed now, absolutely have to win out. And it starts this week. If we don't win out, we're not going to get that bye week to get healthy that we desperately need. That bye week this early in the season that we had, I think, is killing us right now. Absolutely killing us to have a bye week that early in the season. I hope it never happens again. I hope it's, mid to late October that we have our buys from now on. I haven't checked the next year. Maxwell Smart says, go out and play like you did up versus Western Illinois. Get that win and get me my cash.
Not how we did first half against West Illinois, but
right.
That's another thing. We need to see a complete game. When's the last time we saw a well-played complete game from these guys?
Colorado State.
Yeah, honestly.
It's Colorado State. That's what it was. And we haven't seen a full complete game from the starters. So, yeah, that's all I want to see. I want to see us come out focused and sharp for a full 4 quarters. That's what I really want to see. I don't want to see drop balls and things like that, missed assignments. And I want to see the Hogs take over and dominate. I don't think we've seen them take over and dominate a game. Boy, like they're capable of. It's been a while, man. It's been a while since they've actually absolutely owned the game from start to finish, which they are 100% capable of.
Yeah, Chad mentioned 605 Hogs need to show what they're made of. I hope while they're I mean, I'll guarantee they went back and looked at the film against UNI. UNI dominated the line of scrimmage on defense. I think it was 94. He was all over the place in the backfield, just disrupting everything, making a mess out of the line of scrimmage. So credit to UNI. I mean, they've got some beasts up there, but I think our guys need to kind of take that to heart and show what they're made of, like Chad said.
Mm-hmm.
Well, outside of that, any parting thoughts for everybody here?
Nothing big. Go to Shenanigans and enjoy the Sioux Empire Staters deal. Get yourself up to Drake's Place. I can't really put into words how good those piglets were. this ain't gas station food, folks. This is good barbecue joint good. Like, and I'm not talking like good. Oh, it's a good up north. I mean, like a good barbecue saw, like a good barbecue place. All right,
thanks.
Like,
Appreciate that, Dustin. Yeah, good show, fellas, as always. Thank you. No, yeah, this is like destination food. Like you drive to get this food, and it's So yeah, credit to Mr. Drake himself. All right, well. With that, I think we're running up on minute 15 or an hour 15. Chad's giving us the crazy eyes here. Don't know what's going on with Chad tonight. Anyway, as always, go big, go blue,
go
Jacks.